Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. I'm not going to read through the full details here. I'd rather give you an overview. There's a link in the description if you'd rather look through that yourself, and I'll probably skim through the article towards the end just to make sure I've not missed any of the key points, but I'll give you my overview. This happened last Sunday in Georgia. A mother went into a grocery store, a Publix grocery store in Georgia, to buy a birthday cake, and in so doing, she left her 4-year-old son in a car with his 13-year-old cousin and an 8-month-old sister, 8-month-old sister in the car. So there's 3 minors in the car. Unfortunately, there was also an unsecured gun in the car, and the 4-year-old shot himself and subsequently died. So the 4-year-old had access to an unsecured gun whilst in a car left at a shopping centre, grocery store, whilst the mother went inside to buy a birthday cake. The 4-year-old boy shot himself. The 13-year-old cousin ran into the store to call for help, presumably from the boy's mother, but it was too late. The boy died at the scene. No charges have been laid at this point in time. Here's a picture of the boy, Miguel Hernandez. No charges have been laid. There's the father, Jose Hernandez. The 8-month-old sister, and again, Miguel, at the Publix shopping centre. The gun was insecurely stored inside the mother's car. It's not exactly clear where the weapon was. No one else was injured in the incident, and there's an open investigation. There's Miguel. There is a GoFundMe, so I'll put that link in the description. Let's see if we can refresh that. So they've got a goal of 10,000. They're nearly there, 7,651, and that's to help pay with associated costs. I know this is kind of gruesome, but his funeral and whatever else is required. This seems reasonable to me. I mean, it's such a tragedy. The article tells us that there's been other similar incidences. Mael is the 6th child to have been a victim of gunfire shooting in Greater Atlanta this year. We're only just in March, so it is a tragedy. Condolences to the family concerned. I don't want to be too inappropriate, but I think we should perhaps question whether or not one of the guardians, one of the parents are to blame. If the mother's to blame, perhaps, or at least partially to blame for having an unsecured gun in the car. I mean, the situation is being investigated. I would have faith that the police would likely come to a very thorough understanding of where who owned the gun, why it was there, etc., etc. And I would hope that punishment is laid down. In some ways I feel a little bit awkward, a little bit guilty, a little bit inappropriate perhaps to suggest blame onto a grieving mother. She didn't pull the trigger. She didn't want this to happen. But perhaps that's where the blame does lie. Perhaps the blame lies with someone else. But for sure we know that somebody owned the gun. Somebody left the gun in the car, unattended, unsecured. And I've got to presume that it would be right for that person to face some justice. And even if that is the mother or a close family member, then so be it. But either way, condolences to all concerned. What a tragic loss of life. Please secure your guns.